At Christmas time a few years ago, I went to the dollar store right after Christmas, and the boxes of candy canes were 25 cents, and you got 12 or 16 of them. So I sent the staff out, and I said, buy as many as you can. And we came back with hundreds of boxes, and then we had, I told them to peel them in their off time, and we wound up with bucketfuls, buckets full? Bucketfuls. Buckets full, right? Yeah, you're my rock. Buckets full of candy canes, hopefully without the plastic wrapper on them. They're a pain in the neck to peel. You know, there's a technique, but you know anyway. So after they were all peeled, I broke them up and put them in the Ninja, and ground them into dust and made candy cane ice cream. And simply that, the mix and the candy canes. And it became a big hit. So every Christmas I would do that. We would buy them after Christmas, so they were inexpensive. What's normally $1 or $1.50 a box became a quarter or $2 for a quarter box. So we would store them, and then...
How would you store the candy cane?
I would do this.
On the shelf or freezer? On the shelf.
Yeah, if they're not opened, they're not. Believe me, there's so much sugar in there. Okay. Anyway, so we would, if they're peeled, just put them in the freezer. So it became quite a hit at Christmas time to do this. And I found that every Christmas I couldn't keep up because the demand was pretty good. I mean, it's the holidays, candy cane ice cream, you know, it's a natural. So I tried to find a product. I didn't want to just, you know, make it out of liquid stuff on the shelf. So I tried to find a product that would emulate candy canes. And I did. And it's something that you can buy today, and they're cheap. They're very inexpensive. And they're called Starlight Mints. When you're at a restaurant and those little red and white mints, those are candy canes. It's the same deal. Now, be very careful. There's two different kinds. There's the puff kind, which has a soft center. Can't use those. But the Starlight Mints are perfect. And that's what we're going to make today. Since it's not the holidays now, after the holidays, I take the same recipe, but instead of calling it candy cane, I add chunks of chocolate to it, large chocolate chips, and I call it peppermint patty, because a peppermint patty is dark chocolate and peppermint. So that's what we'll make today. We'll make peppermint patty. It's a wildly good seller, and it works real well. These are the Starlight Mints. You've seen them. Usually, breath things at restaurants or whatever. But these are candy canes, and actually they're a little better than candy canes. Walgreens, oddly enough, until they catch on, they're selling these in 2-pound bags for 80 cents. I mean, whenever I'm in Walgreens, I buy them out, whatever they got, and I keep them at the store. My recipe calls for, my full recipe is about 37 ounces of these things, but since I'm strained by the smaller machine, we'll do half that. So we'll make, what do we need? Half that, 18 ounces or so? Which is
37 ounces,
one.
17 and a half. So 18 is fine.
Thanks. What?
The 37 ounce was for the 24 quart.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Now, all these recipes plus another 20 are in my book there. No, I don't care. They are the original recipes that I started my store with that has bloomed into today. There are some modern ones in there, too. Anyway, so we need, what did we say, about 1 pound, 2 ounces, something like that.
You're going to grind them up?
You think?
Yeah.
You know he is.
Wow, what do you know? We're right on the money. How about that? It's almost as though I knew what I was doing. Okay?
Yeah. Now, I grind these up for a different reason maybe than Jeff. It's a flavor that every child loves. And I'm afraid, and I've seen it in commercial ice creams like Breyers, where you'll end up with little shards that are like razor blades. And I don't want a small child having that. So by grinding them up like this, you've got a nice powder that's going to give you a great flavor, and you're going to sleep well at night knowing you're not putting anybody at risk. Because unfortunately, that's the way business is.
It's great, you can't hear them.
This is why he wanted me to buy a Ninja, so he could shut me up.
And also, don't you have to be careful when you're putting ingredients in? Because, like, I've had gumball ice cream that almost broke your tooth.
Uh-huh.
You know, gumballs, whole gumballs in ice cream.
Can you see that?
It was so
It's
hard.
peppermint candy powder.
I would warn him about it.
Yeah.
Just say, it's,
Yeah.
you know, a gumball's hard. It's at your own risk.
What? I thought I did.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be so rude as to leave it on.
Now, is that, you had peanuts in there before, is that gonna affect the taste of that?
Not in my store. So that's what we wind up with. It's a beautiful thing. We were talking in class yesterday that what a business we could create by selling all these powders in bulk form, by the pound or by the 5 pounds. We could sell Snickers powder, M&M powder, and we could sell it to ice cream stores. Here's a business. You know, all they have to do is, it's pure, all they have to do is buy a bag of Snickers powder, peppermint powder, add it to their mix, they're good to go. One of you might do it.
Got it.
You won't do it. Oh, I know. Okay, we ready? So, these are the large chocolate chips, the large dark chocolate chips. This started out as me wanting to make York peppermint patty ice cream. And you break it down, and it's peppermint and dark chocolate. Peppermint, dark chocolate. Peppermint, dark chocolate. So it works for me. This is just great, this stuff. But you'll be the judge of that. Okay, we once again need 5 quarts of ice cream. And since I have the 24 quart in my store, it's so easy because this becomes it. You throw it in, done, right?
So that holds, that bladder holds how much?
Well,
24.
how many?
10.
10 quarts. 10 quarts, 2.5 gallons. When you buy this from your supplier, they come 2 bags in a box. 2 bladders, we call them bladders, 2 bladders in a box. So however you make your recipe, I make mine based on a bladder. Now when I started, I had the 6 quart machine. And if you notice in my book, I have different measurements for different size machines. I went from the 6 to the 24. By the way, just so you know, there's a strange man staring at me right in the doorway there, and I have no idea who he is.
I'm from North.
I know who you are. So there we go. We're going to go with 5 quarts, just like before. And when we do this in a 24 quart, we just put this right in. Not the bladder, the contents. All right. I was going to make this last because it's incredibly refreshing, but since we were in the teaching deal of the powderizing or pulverizing of the ingredients, it makes sense to continue. Later we'll make, fortunately or unfortunately, a pretty substantial ice cream. It'll be Oreo Crunch, which is probably the biggest seller for the non-adult flavors that I have. Okay, we ready? I rinsed this out after the other one, and we'll close up the gate. And we'll throw this in there. If it comes out the side, it means that these aren't tight enough, but they...
When you poured it.
Don't worry about it. It's only life.
What's the typical price of a bladder?
$20.
Of one or two?
A bladder. I pay $37 for a box.
I pay $45.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're a numbers guy. I can tell you're not an art guy. You're a science guy. And what it means, we spent a long time on this in class because we had several of your kind. And they were mainly interested in cost of goods, as from, say, buying it to making it, and how much per serving you're going to make and all that. I don't really get involved in that because at the end of the day, the cash register is full and you move on to tomorrow. The profit, this business is so silly. I don't want to go here. Okay. So we'll add, these are our ingredients. Now I do have one more ingredient that they made me promise not to tell you, so I won't tell you. You don't see this.
Peppermint oil?
No, this is unbelievable. This is pure peppermint extract. Now, I never used to use it, but in my quest for bolder, stronger flavor, I put a little bit in, a little bit. This is, let me see, 3/4 of an ounce or something. It should be. It's a little more because I'm always heavy, but it doesn't matter. I get it from a company that makes amazing pure extracts. Very expensive, but it doesn't matter. Once again, it doesn't matter. We were going into cost of ingredients yesterday, and this guy right here wanted to know to the penny how much different your profit is if we add this. But now he knows it doesn't matter.
I mean, I see the with the pure extract. I mean, something like that. You get X amount of peppermint. All extracts are, especially like vanilla extract. It's the beans that are used, and then you get the shittiest vodka. Pardon my French. Possible.
That wasn't French, by the way. No.
You put the beans in the vodka, and after X amount of time, it's infused. That's vanilla extract.
Yeah.
So
your point being, this is getting to be TMI here.
Well, no. Why pay? You just said that going through that company.
I have a lot of trouble squeezing those peppermint candies. I tried. I squoze as well. I couldn't get a drop out of it. I tried. Man, I tried. Okay, we'll turn it on. And now, because he doesn't have a scoop in my store, of course, easy. Scoop in, you're done. But here we're relegated to this. We also make our own vanilla too.
See? TMI. I feel like a snob.
You did turn the refrigerator on yet, didn't you?
Who said that? You? And the chips, oh, I wish you could smell this. They're great.
That's dark chocolate, correct?
What? Dark,
chocolate.
yeah. The large dark, Hershey's, large dark chocolate chips. Or as they say, semi-sweet, which I don't really understand. And that's that. Pretty simple. 1 second. Okay, hit me.
It's not a numbers question, it's an artsy question.
You don't know art.
If we wanted to make the mint green like a lot of stores would do, and we didn't want to use a food dye, what would be another way to do green?
Why?
Green Mountain Flavors, Oswego, Illinois.
Why?
I'm just curious, I'm asking, because we want to not worry about the cost, and we want to make it fancy.
But why?
Because people are.
When you buy mint chocolate chip ice cream, you know it's not green. And about 20 years ago, they started keeping it white. It used to be when you saw mint chocolate chip ice cream that was white, ooh, this must be the good stuff, because everybody else made it green like you can't believe, green like green. But now you can hardly find green.
Green Mountain Flavors, Oswego, Illinois, Stan Sitton, president.
Don't do it.
People like to see green. They like the color.
I agree.
I mean, you don't see the Irish running around St. Patrick's Day with white.
However, this is presuming that your customer sees the ice cream before they get it. Don't get me started.
I would have a little sign that says, our green is all natural from such and such plant base. Green Mountain Flavors, Oswego, Illinois. It's revolutionizing what we do in ice cream.
And I guess for this, it's not a flavor, it's just a color.
It's an extra. It's a color. Yeah, but they also have extracts.
And from where?
Green. Oh, gee. Here we go again. Green Mountain Flavors.
But that's in Chicago.
Pay
That's
no
in
attention to him.
Oswego, Illinois. Don't pay attention.
Don't pay attention to him.
I'm trying not to, but he's asking me a question.
You know, I look at my class and I go like this and I say, oh, trouble.
So that's why you put him in the front row?
In the
wanted to
corner,
torture
though.
yourself.
Corner, so you can sweep and avoid them. I would keep it, you know, anybody who's learned knows that if it's green, something's been added to it to make it green. So I don't even want to put that in front of them.
Boy, your old liberal is slipping out. You just insulted me by saying if someone was learning.
Besides, in my store, you don't get to look at the ice cream, color, texture, design, before you order it. The first time you see your ice cream is when one of the girls hands it to you on the cabinet.
But the second time you buy it is because
Tasting.
it's green.
Whoa, wait a
and
minute.
you like the look.
Hold on a second. Repeat that. You give tastes?
Yes, we let people.
Oh,
we've got
please.
things and we let
Please, do
everybody-
they pull up in a dinosaur or what? Nobody gives tastes anymore.
We do.
Well, don't
They
do it.
like us.
You know, the buses are going to be stopping at your store. Okay, everybody, free ice cream. You can get
Yeah.
20 tastes in
Right.
15
Yes,
minutes.
sir.
Just a quick comment on, I guess, display dipping cabinets versus the door variety in terms of the customer.
Different purposes. It's just a different use.
I see more trend towards a lot of places you can't see the ice cream anymore.
Yeah, the visual display cabinets are, I agree to use them. I like these floppy door ones. The visual display cabinets slow down the line because everybody's looking, oh, do I want this one or do I that one?
I'll go you one
If you have
better.
the signs up, they'll pick their flavor.
I'll go you one better. There is no reason to have a dipping cabinet. There isn't one reason to have a dipping cabinet. There are 10 reasons not to have them, but no reasons to have them. Enough said.
Jeff's a different business model from everyone
As
else.
Joe Pesci would do.
Yeah, he's a different business model from everyone else. I'm more practical. Here's your tub of mint chip with a nice green color in it, and you're down to the lower third in a visual display cabinet. At what point do you say as a customer, I don't want that one, it's almost empty? Or it gets down to the last scoop and the person's going like this and you go, I really don't want that one. So what do? You're really smart. You take the last third of the ice cream, put it on top of a new tub and crown it over, and everybody goes, oh, look at that. He took the old ice cream from the old tub and put it on top of the other one. Visual display cabinets are a lot of maintenance. If the sun's beating down on them, the temperatures change. They have to be defrosted all the time. That's a Nelson cabinet, C. Nelson Company. It's 20 years old. You can't kill it. It's built like Emery Thompson.
Candy cane ice cream
and
coming out.
they're simple and they're reliable and they're great for ices, ice cream, gelato, anything you want. Just see my signs. I used to, and you see around, I have little signs that say different products. That's what I did for a trade show, showing what the machines would do. It's fun to have unique signs that are simple, and if you're out of a flavor, you just take it down. Instead of in the dipping cabinet, they pick their ice cream in advance. You'll see. Here's the line right here for people, and you're going to see them standing back like this, going like this. They're picking their flavor. They're not tying up the line, and that becomes important.
Is there, does anybody ever use pictures of the
Trouble.
of the ice cream?
Does anyone use pictures? I've never known anyone to do that.
Use what?
A picture of the ice cream.
The color, you know.
Well,
They stopped doing that in Chinese takeout restaurants when the picture of General Tso's chicken up there on the wall became faded and ugly and it was old.
and didn't look like General Tso.
Right, not at all. No mustache, nothing.
Nothing.
Now, we were just at the convention, and they said pictures sell, words don't. And we've got all words on our menu board. We don't have pictures. And they were saying pictures sell, words don't.
Yeah, but these are the same people who want you to put up video screens.
Right.
It doesn't fit homemade and old-fashioned.
Yeah, I don't know, that was just because I was thinking, oh my gosh, we don't, you know. But then also they were talking about like ice cream cakes and products too, you know, as opposed to.
Cakes, yes.
Yeah.
Rather than I agree on that. Instead of a cake display, and that cake is sitting there forever, I would have a book, a loose leaf book of different cakes that you've made in different sizes. And then you sit down with the person, it's usually the mother, who's buying a cake for the birthday party on Saturday. And this is Tuesday. Oh, you can have that one over there in the cabinet, which has been there for a while and it won't be picked up till Saturday.
Yeah.
You know it's getting old. What I do with cakes, if I had an ice cream parlor, is I sit you down. How many people are coming? 10. Okay, well this cake feeds 10, but are any of the parents coming? Oh, I expect some of the fathers will come. Well, then you probably ought to jump up to the 14. At the worst, you're going to have a little bit of cake left over, which isn't so bad for tomorrow, but you'd hate to run out. You've just upsold her to a 14 size cake. Now, what flavors would you like in that cake? Oh, I don't know. What do you say? Well, Oreo cookie is really popular. I'd go with Oreo cookie. Okay, I'll take Oreo cookie, 14 size. The party is when? 2 o'clock? Okay, don't come before 11 o'clock. Your cake won't be ready. That really sounds fresh. And so at 9 o'clock, we're going to put Happy Birthday, Joey, hope you get out of prison soon, on the cake. And they send then the father to pick up the cake. Well, first off, what we've done here behind the scenes is we've upsold them to a bigger cake. We have made 15 or 20 Oreo cookie cakes, which are sitting in our freezer. So I don't have to run out and make a cake today. I have the Oreo cookie cake already made. It's just not decorated with Happy Birthday, Joey, which I will do Saturday morning. And then the last thing is you're sending, the wife bought the cake, you're sending the husband out. All you have to do today is go get the cake. Oh, I can do that. Oh, I also need candles and I need plates. So I go and I come back with the cake. Where are the candles and the plates? Oh, I forgot. I got to go out to Target and get them. So you sell plates and candles and Happy Five, you know, or little prison bars, hope you get out of jail soon. Whatever's going to sell, you have it right there. I don't care if you charge me $100 for paper plates. It saves me from having to go to Target. I've done my job. I can go back to sitting in my lounge chair. And it all started with sitting down with the person one-on-one and saying, I'd like this cake.
You get a chance to put in the future files. Okay.
A future what?
Bio.
Yes, yes.
No,
Where's the red color?
It's a pretty pink.
Yeah.
just throwing it out there, since you made it obvious you're not a fan of adding colors or doing anything of that nature, isn't it sort of
Hypocritical.
when you just take candy that's already got coloring and stuff in it and grind it up for your powder?
What's your alternative?
Yeah. There's nothing else we can do.
What are you going to make?
No, I realize that. I'm just saying, if you're so against one
But
thing, why do you...
well, what I'm not doing, what I'm trying to do is maintain the integrity of the original flavor. If you grew up with Oreos, in 1937 when Oreos came out, they were made with not just pure chocolate and a little frosting with no chemical. They were made the way they're made. That's the way of the world. What I'm trying to do is replicate the flavors we grew up with, and to keep everything as close as possible. With the important part to me is no aftertaste. The minute you start adding anything from jugs or whatever, you're going to taste an aftertaste. When you eat a Snickers bar, man, the next thing you want is another one.
Yeah,
they're just unbelievable. There's no aftertaste. So that's what I want. And I think if you start adding colorings and flavorings and chemicals of that sort, especially people come in all the time asking for sugar-free. I will make sugar-free. None. Because sugar-free means, you know, just dump the Sweet and Low in, or the Splenda, or the Truvia. It's awful aftertaste, so I don't make it. Come have some of this.
And you can't make sugar-free ice cream because there's sugar and dairy coming out of the cow. You can only make it reduced sugar. Yes?
Has anybody done a sugar-free ice cream? When I've tried it, my machine like goes out of whack.
A sugar-free ice cream? A sugar?
I bought some free, sugar-free.
Yeah.
That's the time. I can't stand it. I just felt like doing it.
Because you don't have enough solids in the machine. You have to have something to freeze. So just milk and flavor.
I wanted to do like bluegrass sugar-free ice.
Italian ice?
And I did it.
Then all your
machine was like jumping.
Sure, because all you're freezing is water. You don't have anything to freeze. I mean, if you take tap water and add cherry juice to it, that's not Italian ice. It can't be done without the sugar. Now, you can use a nasty little product called multidextrin. The problem with...
From iRice, sugar-free iRice.
Yeah, it's loaded with multidextrin, and if you eat more than one portion, to put it plainly, you're going to have diarrhea.
So I made a strawberry ice with...
Oh, really? That's what multidextrin does.
Half-gallon buckets of ice. And so one came, I can't believe you got sugar-free, fantastic. I'll buy a half-gallon bucket. She came back a couple months later. Do you have the sugar-free strawberry? I said, no, I don't make it anymore. She goes, oh, I got sick. I said, how much did you eat? I ate half the bucket. I ate half the
Yeah.
I said,
That's the multidextrin. And
no, don't even sell it.
I'm a type 1 diabetic. I have no business eating any of these. We all cheat and just say, no, I can't make it for you because you're too small a market and we're not going to cater to you. That's not what you're really saying. Just say, I'm sorry I don't have that. But you know what? If you ever cheat, make sure you come back here.
Well, that's what I tell them. Just buy a smaller portion.
For
Don't buy a large, get a small.
For the multi-dextrin, you said somebody made it with honey in Hawaii.
Yeah, but that's sugar.
I know it's sugar, but like, are there more natural sweeteners other than just like refined sugar that will be solid enough? That's not like
Yes, I've done several formulas. Are up on my website with agave.
agave.
Yeah. Now, agave, if you buy it in a specialty shop, is like $8 for a small bottle. If you talk to your supermarket and beg them to get it for you, or go to someone like Webb Restaurant Supply, you can get it down to about $3.
And
Sam's?
and that small bottle turns into how much sugar equivalently?
Oh, I couldn't tell you, but I'd say it's about, if sugar was 100%, it'd be about 135%. So it's much sweeter than sugar.
So
You'll use less.
So you'll use
I'd have to look at my formula. It would depend on the formula.
the formula would just be at that point like some iRice, water, and the agave instead of the sugar.
No, mine would be fresh frozen fruit, water, and agave.
Because iRice has sugar.
Because I can do better than using a jug of flavor.
Okay.
I'll use frozen fruit.
Other than stuff like mango.
I have some here.